Akash,
Yes, sir.
you are a Kumar.
Yes, sir.
Why Kumar? Why is Kumar added to your name?
Sir, actually, my great grandfather's name was Kunwar Parasnath Singh.
Okay.
So, to pay respect to him, his
So
name
the
was
family
given.
carried that name.
No, sir, no, it was just given to me because
Okay.
he died just before my birth.
Right.
To pay respect to him,
But otherwise, Kumar means also
Prince.
prince, no?
Yes, sir.
So some families I've seen they add Kumar in front of everyone's name.
Yes, sir. So that was part of when feudal system was prevalent in India. Then it was added, but after the land reforms and everything, this
Okay.
practice has
So
been.
his name carried that as a part of family tradition.
Yes, sir.
But your father didn't carry it, and now as a respect to him, they added it. Okay, that's interesting. Right. Now, tell me about yourself, your academic background, your aspirations towards civil services. Is it your first chance?
No, so it's my third attempt.
Third attempt? You are a young 92 born, okay, 92. So, you passed what? Interviews for the first time?
Yes,
No.
sir. Interview first time.
Okay. Last time, where did you get stuck?
So I was not able to clear prelims.
And
Sir,
then-
actually I graduated in 2014.
Right?
Then I joined the private sector. I was working in Flipkart
Correct.
for 3 years.
Correct.
So meanwhile, I was also giving the attempts. So 2 attempts I gave with job. I could not clear the prelims. So therefore, this year I resigned from my job, and then I've decided to give solely the civil services attempt this year.
Because while working, you weren't finding enough time.
Yes, sir. I was not able to dedicate enough time for the preparation.
But if you are in Flipkart, you would have made great progress. There are a whole lot of civil servants nowadays who are leaving. Their friends I know who are ex-civil services. After 10, 15, 20 years, they've left. And they
Many of
joined the corporate sector. You are in a top-notch company. So what motivates you to leave that and come this side?
So right from my childhood, public service was something that I was aspiring for. And having worked in private sector, I realized the scope of the job is very limited. Whereas civil service provides me the platform to help the poor, the downtrodden, to be involved in the policy implementation, which is something which the private sector job cannot provide. So therefore, I'm trying to come into the civil services and public administration.
Okay. So, what do you talk about, what do you assess the current state of Indian economy? And what have been the highs and lows in your assessment as on today as a result of last 4-5 years?
So currently, India is the 6th largest economy in the world. We are also then, as far as the macroeconomics concerned, the fiscal deficit and everything is around 3.2% of the GDP. The tax base is expanding, so that is also very good for the Indian economy. Then focus on manufacturing has been increasing again, and service sector, of course, India is one of the largest providers of service sector. For the trade balance, India is heavily dependent on imports, which is a cause of concern because of the rising oil prices and the geopolitics of the world, specifically the closing of the borders and the tariff wars may hurt India in the long run.
What about agriculture?
So there have been distress in the agricultural sector. We are seeing a large number of the agriculture growth has been low, and large number of people are still employed in agriculture. So that is a cause of concern.
So what is in your assessment, what are the strengths and weaknesses of the economy as it stands today, besides what you have already said?
So strength is the service sector and of course the manufacturing sector also. The weaknesses, I would say, the large imports and the agricultural sector is a cause of weakness.
Manufacturing, you feel is a strength.
Yes, so in the recent years, with the policy of the government like Make in India, there has been more stress on the manufacturing sector. Then special packages have been provided for textile and leather. So these are labor-intensive sectors.
But we are still having about 16 to 17% of manufacturing as a part of our GDP, right? Is it a satisfactory figure?
No, sir, it definitely has to increase. Earlier it was very less, but now we are seeing that progress has been taken in this field.
What has been the progress? The figures don't show any great progress. Manufacturing hasn't taken off. It is desired, but it hasn't taken off. There's been no substantial difference there. Government wants to make it 25% by another 2-3 years, by 2025, I think, or 2022, I'm not. But Make in India hasn't been a success as yet. So what are the problems? Why?
So one is the lack of skills within the people. So for that, Skill India mission has been launched.
But skills, buddy, our guys are the best skilled when they go and work abroad, yeah? Is it lack of skills? Okay, what else?
Then sir, because of before 1991 there was only public sector which was allowed for manufacturing most of the products. So liberalization, after liberalization there has been increasing.
91 तो बहुत साल पहले हो गया.
Yes sir.
हाँ.
So now gradually it will increase, but yeah, in services like mobile manufacturing or for example.
What have we done in mobile manufacturing?
So the government has started the phase manufacturing program that will lead to more number of mobiles getting manufactured.
You know what's been the outcome? There has been a substantial reduction in import of mobiles from China. But there has been as much increase in import of parts of mobiles from China. So what has happened is वहाँ से लाके यहाँ जोड़ रहे हैं.
Assemble कर रहे हैं.
So big companies like Apple and recently Samsung has established the largest factory in the world in Noida.
One factory for a country of the size of Europe, what does it make it? Anyway, to cut the whole story short, we have to do a lot to bring up the manufacturing sector. So it's not a strength as of today. The strength of Indian economy is that we have a large consumer population. As a result,
Demography.
we are not isolated. What do you call that word? We are saved from the world.
Fluctuations.
We are a heavily export-dependent economy like China. It only needs a Trump to close the tap and China is dead. Right? Because it's export-oriented economy. We are a high-consuming economy. Right?
Yes.
So that is your strength. We do have skilled people, but we do not have high technology in manufacturing.
Yes, sir.
And once you miss the industrial revolution, you have missed it. So transfer of technology, that is why the new industrial policy encourages AI, Internet of Things, and what is the data, big data and stuff, right?
Yes.
So economy, ease of doing business has happened, and despite ease of doing business, we are still our labor laws, land acquisition,
Yes, sir.
all this are impediments in the setting up of the manufacturing base, right?
Thank you, sir.
Now, what is your single biggest challenge to national security? What is the biggest challenge to national security?
So I think security at the border issues is one of the biggest issues that
Which
India.
border?
Sir,
Which
so
border?
all the land borders from the western front
But
as
you
well
are
as
a
the eastern.
peninsular nature country.
So even coastal borders are also very important. So coastal security is also.
So what is the threat there? If it is a problem, it's a serious problem. From whom?
So from the neighboring countries, there have been state sponsored of terrorism, for example, Pakistan, and it's been sending out terrorists in India, and drugs have been coming into India through that route.
So then be specific. Be specific. The biggest threat to Indian security today is Pak-sponsored proxy war, which involves pushing in weapons, terrorists, drugs, etc. That will make a sensible answer. On the border, I don't know which border I don't know.
So okay, sir. Thank you.
Right? And if you become a civil servant, what will be the biggest priority area you will do in the district where you are posted? I mean, you'll have hundreds of things to do. What will be your priority one area to do?
So I think that will depend upon the district to which I am
Choose a
posted.
district. Where are you from?
So UP,
UP the
Jaunpur.
Huh?
Jaunpur.
Jaunpur, first class district. Now, tell me. You posted to Jaunpur.
Yes, sir. So, so one of the things that because Jaunpur is still agriculturally, it's more into agriculture. So, I will be more my first and foremost focus will be to relieve the agricultural distress.
So how will you do that? DC has no powers to relieve the agriculture. He can only implement the policies of state or the central government.
So, but even so, we have good policies, but those are not getting implemented. That is also one of the challenges that the agriculture sector is facing. For example, the MSPs are not getting realized by the farmers, or Manrega, for example, is not getting properly executed in the district. So, for example, so that can serve as an additional income for the farmers.
Don't you think, as a deputy commissioner at that level, if there is one area that you have to show is implementation of policies and make sure that the people get what has been,
Yes.
because at that level you do not
Yes,
have any discretion to do things,
Yes, sir.
but you do have the wherewithal to ensure that if there are 100 rupees meant to go to these 100 people, they all get one rupee.
Yes.
Not that 50 goes away and 50 is given, they get 50 rupees.
Yes, sir. So
Right.
different, sir. Policy implementation will be.
Policy implementation could be, I'm just
Yes.
saying. Or you have to twist your answer with your conviction.
Yes, sir.
There can be 20 answers to it. The only thing that I am looking at is, do you have a logic for saying that? I mean, if I was the one, I could have also answered that my highest priority will be education sector.
Yes, sir.
And obviously within education sector, I would like to visit schools, I would like to see the midday meal, I would like to see attendance of teachers, etc. And the message should go that this DC will sack the principal of the school, whoever is found on the wrong, there will be no sympathy. Things happen. Okay.
Akash, I have 2-3 questions for you. It's a bit personal. How much was your CTC in Flipkart?
So it was around 13 lakhs, 12 lakhs.
And how are you applying your knowledge of metallurgy there? Supply chain analytics.
Analytics, yes.
So what did you do in that? Any gains?
Sir, I had to look at the data and come up with insights. So for
Like?
example, the delivery hubs that were to be established in a city. So I had to look at different parameters on which it was to be based, and what were the optimum locations at which we can establish the delivery hubs, so that with minimum number of hubs we can cater to a larger area. So these kinds of insights I was responsible to look at.
Item wise?
Not item only, consignment wise.
Consignment
Yes,
wise
sir,
or
shipment
inventory
wise.
wise
Shipment
you were
wise, yes,
working
sir.
on, right? And how long you worked there?
So 3 years, 4 months.
So half the metallurgy washed out?
Yes, sir, most of it.
What are aerogels and where is being applied in the latest building material? Not to worry.
No, sir.
Right.
Sorry, sir, not able to recall.
Your hobby is traveling.
Yes, sir.
Where all have you traveled?
So in northern India, it's Jammu and Delhi. In western India, Mumbai and Goa. I was living in Bangalore. Eastern India, I traveled to Bhubaneswar, Sikkim and Bhutan.
Sikkim, Bhutan,
Bhubaneswar.
Bhubaneswar. Bhubaneswar we will not include in northeast. And northeast you haven't touched.
No, sir. Only just Sikkim.
Sikkim is not.
And Leh Ladakh,
No, sir. Leh Ladakh.
interiors of Rajasthan,
Sir, I have only been to Jaipur.
Jaipur. So
And
which
abroad?
abroad? Was it in connection with Flipkart?
No, sir.
Your personal
Leisure
ventures.
traveling,
So which area you like the best and why?
Sir, having lived in the plains for a long time, I really like mountain areas. So Sikkim and Bhutan were some of the areas which I really liked.
Being mountainous.
Yes.
Any other reason?
Sir, another reason was found is the cleanliness of the place. Sikkim and Bhutan both, they are very clean, which we don't find easily in India. The tourist places are generally not so much clean in India now, but if we visit Bhutan or Sikkim, even the places with large number of tourists, they still manage to remain clean.
Okay. And the area which disturbed you or while traveling to different destinations, any area which didn't impress you or
So when I traveled to Jammu, I could see the lack of infrastructure in the state, and overall.
Jammu?
Yes, sir. I went to Vaishno Devi. So there I could see that the roads were not of good quality, and even the transportation sector is not very good there in Jammu.
Where exactly in Katra? Up to Katra we will.
Up to Katra it was good, but after Katra even from Jammu to Katra also I could find that.
When was that?
So it was a long time back, I would say.
Yeah. Have you seen the Katra station now?
Yes, sir. Now I've looked at the pictures of Katra station. It's really
Yeah.
transformed now.
What is the contribution of tourism in India's GDP? How many people are employed in tourism in India?
Sorry, sir, I don't.
What is the potential of tourism to employ people in India?
So because India has a large number of cities and lot of tourists also come in, so therefore the potential of tourism for job is very high. Particularly in hospitality sector, for example, can be one which is related to tourism. So hotels can be established in the tourist cities. Then the schemes of the government like Prasad and Hriday, which are related for the development of the tourist cities. So with the development, it can also generate jobs.
Okay, what are called the temples of modern India? Do we use that phrase? Have you come across this phrase ever? Temples of modern India.
So I think the democratic institutions are the
No. I mean, you should have known anyway. So let us say that some of our steel plants and dams and all this, Nehru used to call them the temples of modern India, right? So I wanted to check with you, because you're a metallurgy student, what is the future of the steel plants in India?
So India has recently become the second largest country, the third largest country in the output of steel, and the national steel policy also aims at 300 metric ton of steel to be produced by 2030. So therefore the potential is huge, but we still need a lot of private sector involvement should also be there in the steel sector for its optimum growth. But because still now,
Why? But I thought that the
Private sectors.
Yeah, but there are already so many private players, and on top of it, many of these public sector undertakings have slowed down. And in fact, there is the government also doesn't want to produce so much steel,
so
and especially with cheap steel coming in from other.
India has been now promoted to second rank.
yes.
So not third,
Yes,
it's a second rank basically.
Sir, there are small public sector, private sector enterprises in steel, but not big private sectors have been lacking. So we only have Tata Steel, for example.
The big cities that were built around these steel plants are now seeing a certain kind of a decline. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Which are the cities that it comes off to your mind? They were all built around, these are steel townships.
So Durgapur, Jamshedpur.
Jamshedpur is a very developed city.
And
Bokaro,
Bellai.
Bellai,
Bhilai.
Rourkela,
Yes.
right? Okay, so, all right, anyway, so what do you think should be the government policy towards the public sector undertakings? Should we close them down? Or should we wait for the time that they make losses and then get into a divestment policy?
So the public sector was established in India so that they could provide certain things which was not possible at that time for the private sector to provide. But now I think the conditions have changed. After the liberalization process, more and more private sectors have come in. So what the public sector needs is the transformation in their working. They need to become more competitive so that they could compete with the private sector involvement, with the private sector coming into the picture. So, but of course, the government has to provide, or it should be the duty of the government to provide.
Can we, sorry to interrupt, can we make a case to allow the public sector to survive? And what should that case be? In what qualified ways? Do you want the public sector to survive as it is? Or what kind of a blueprint would you map out for the public sector in India?
So they should be given more autonomy. The government involvement should be less, and they should be corporatized.
How?
So, for example, the board of governors of the public sector units should be free from the government involvement. There should be set rules on when will the government intervene and when it should not. It should not be a random case. I think in that case, I think the public sectors can survive
Can
that.
I just tell you some, so you,
No, please,
adding on to
please.
this, you make it autonomous, right?
Yes.
All the ONGC, all public sector undertakings which make profit, they'll keep giving themselves privileges, bonus,
Yes.
this, that. I am the government of India, Bharat Maa. Bharat Maa has 3 children. One child is ONGC which is making profit. Other my 2 children are making losses because again I have to take social responsibility to say. मैं तनख्वाह बांटता जा रहा हूँ 500 करोड़ दिया इसको 500 करोड़ इसको दिया ONGC ने 1000 करोड़ प्रॉफिट उठाया उसमें से कहता अच्छा अभी मैं एक्सपेंड कर रहा हूँ 200 करोड़ बोनस मार दिया अपने एम्प्लॉइज में 300 एक्सपेंशन में लगा दिया सरकार को बोला मैं तो 400 करोड़ देता हूँ 100 मेरा क्वेश्चन छोड़ दो So wherever it is, they are loss-making public sector undertaking which are majority, they want to be affiliated to the government, the mother. Wherever they are profit-making, say, give me autonomy. Come on, why are you interfering? So I have a model. I as a government will say they will all be privatized, right? Judiciously. Now see? But I have the following condition for that private sector guy. You have to absorb all these employees. Alpha. I will assess how much profit should come to me annually. You will give me that profit. Whether you make profit or loss, that's your business. Okay? Something like this so that the social responsibility which the government was owing to those employees is met. Efficiency is brought in by the corporate. Something called land and all which was otherwise of no value, well that guy will be saying, yeah, मुझे चौथा प्लांट मिला, जमीन भी मिल गई है, जमीन सरकार के पास रहेगी, एंटिटी उसमें 51% रनिंग उसको मिल जाएगी, 30 इयर्स की उसको लीज मिलेगी, ठीक है, ताकि सरकार से गया भी नहीं और ये रोज का धंधा खत्म होएगा, ठीक है, मैनेजमेंट उसकी होएगी, मैं सिर्फ आप मुझे 6 monthly रिटर्न दोगे, and which is a legal document. You tell lies in that, you will be bloody going to the court straight. There are a lot of ways. Par.
As is
There is
happening
a
in-
strong case. Your answer should be yes. Each case should be evaluated on merit. Privatization, as long as you can secure the jobs and the revenue of the government.
There's nothing wrong in privatization. Yeah.
Revenue, if possible, ownership. So give it on long lease, yeah. 33 साल की मैंने-
Give it a long lease.
35 years.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
another model that Margaret Thatcher actually introduced before the in the pre-liberalization days, that I might as well disinvest in the public sector while they're still making profits, because after they make losses there will be no takers.
Actually.
नहीं वो तो भारत इंडियन गवर्नमेंट वही कर रही है. Indian government, that is the opposition blames them that they are disinvesting only in the profit-making entities and not in the loss-making entities. That they are doing. Why they failed in Air India was they put too many conditions.
Actually.
हमें टिकट भी दोगे हमारा okay. Anything else, Sanjeev?
I don't mind. I have very basic doubt. You opened up by saying that you always had passion for civil administration. You do from a premium institution, metallurgy, IIT. You land up with Flipkart. You I'll say in positive, you invested 3 years there. And now you're coming back to your passion,
After quitting that, you're coming back to this.
right? Now, my analysis, your placement there was due to a package, one, and you left your core competence. Second, I hope it does not give anybody an impression that you are a dilly-dally person. In 2 साल इधर 2 साल इधर अभी इधर try कर.
There's no guarantee also. I mean, the people will think like this way. If he's not satisfied also into
Third-
IAS, he'll
Third,
quit.
my dear, you're like a son. यार ये कोर कॉम्पिटेंस को नहीं छोड़ना. मेटलर्जी को तो चाट के रखो यार. इसी पे
What
एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन
you
करनी
mean
है.
is that you must have all answers and applicability of metallurgy to various things.
These aerogels are the future for safety of air conditioning the buildings, right? तो ये यार इसके बारे में थोड़ा पढ़िएगा.
Yes, sir.
The cost is prohibitive right now, but cost effectiveness is the only factor. Already rich countries are doing it. तो इसके बारे में थोड़ा
aware
सा.
the recent policy of the government regarding the FDI in this all e-commerce
Yes.
sector? So what is that?
So the new FDI, new e-commerce policy has been brought up by the government. So it says that only one. So earlier, what was happening was these companies were selling their products, or they established their own companies and they were selling on their platform. And due to this, it was leading to huge price variations within the products. They used to give very high discounts to the consumers, and it was causing market destabilization. So what the government said is that no company will be allowed to sell more than 25% on your platform, and you have to source 30% from the local products also. So that will lead to this kirana shops will also get jobs in that, and their job losses won't be happening due to the coming of the e-commerce
Say
policy.
again, not more than 25% mean who?
So the companies like Flipkart, they established another companies, and they used to sell it on their platforms.
Other company of what product? Various products.
Various products.
Various products.
For example, mobiles only they were selling. So they established one of the companies, and then they were selling through that company. They were selling.
That company now mobile manufacturing company has only sell. Akash